Well, the sun rose this morning, and I'm guaranteeing you it will set tonight. It's not going to need any help from any one of us. Do you enjoy sunrises and sunsets? I have a stepson and daughter-in-law that go out each Sunday morning. They go out to the beach and they take pictures of the sunrise, even if it's cloudy, though they know that the sun is still going to rise. And they have these beautiful, beautiful pictures. There's a big picture, though, that is always going on, and that is divine order. It is happening always. The sun will always rise because the earth is always turning. We'll have sunsets. We'll have tides that come in and out because of the gravity of the moon. The stars and the planets move through the universe. Here we have seasons, and we kind of count on it being colder in the winter up in this part of the world and warmer in the summer. We have a heartbeat that we can feel. We breathe. See, there's a divine intelligence, and it goes beyond our human understanding. We do not need to set the trajectory of the planets. We do not need to tell the red or the white blood cells what to do. We don't need to tell our heart to beat or our lungs to breathe. There's God, a universal energy, is in charge of it all. Now, I'm not talking about God like a person type, directing every step of every second of our lives. No, things happen for a reason, right? Do they? Well, sometimes things happen, but it's not all predestined. See, sometimes when things happen, our job is to simply choose to know God more. It requires a spiritual acceptance. Sometimes things happen and we just don't see the whole picture. Our opportunity, our job always is to live in the moment, to be aware. We have a choice. We point ourselves in a direction. There's a law, an unbreakable law called the law of cause and effect that we learn about in Unity. What you put out into the universe returns to you, multiplied. And luckily, we have grace, the grace of God, that amplifies the good that we put out into the world that comes back to us and suppresses the negative that comes back to us. Divine order works with the law of cause and effect. We choose. We co-create with God, but we don't change God. We learn. We use our spiritual tools to the best of our understanding. We put our energy, for instance, into our work. We try to do the best we can. We get frustrated sometimes. We feel very fulfilled sometimes. We see some great results sometimes, and not so much others. We put our energy into our health, into our relationships. We know that as we give, as we put our energy out into the world, into the universe, so do we receive. But it's not a measurable transaction. That's where we get stuck sometimes. We think, oh, I've given so much X, Y, Z, so much energy, so much money, so much time, so much love. And I'm just not feeling like I'm getting it back the way I need to, the way I thought I would. Well, it's not about making a deal with God. It's opening to a spiritual understanding. It'll bring us peace. It'll bring us faith in knowing that God's will for us is always good. We imagine and we expect the best. We open to the will of God. See, we don't change divine order. We simply open to it. We like order. The order brings us a sense of comfort and security and structure. We think of order in so many different ways, though. There's chronological order. Obviously, we have the ages of all of us. We have a calendar. We have timing of things. There's alphabetical order. There's an order that we place in our minds as the order of importance of things. What if I asked you to all line up in order? But you didn't know what order. Would it be order by first name or last name? Order by age? Order by height? Order by the number of items you have on you? Order by the number of states you visited, the number of miles you've driven? We like order, but we seem to need to have it clearly defined. We need to trust in a larger order. Order is a spiritual power that we have. It's one that we use or misuse all of the time. And in the big picture, order is about harmony, about balance. It's about right adjustment. Sometimes, it's true, things don't seem to be working out the way we expected. You might have had an unanticipated event, so you felt out of order. We can take a larger view. Rather than being in the place of, ain't it awful, we can shift just a little bit and say, well, isn't this interesting? I can hardly wait to see the good that's going to come out of this. It's a shift. It's a different way of seeing things. If this is what is so what? What is really ours to do here? A small shift in thinking can make a major shift, a major change in our lives. We want to look at chaos in a different way too. Chaos is not disorder. It may look like it, but it's a part of order that is temporarily beyond our understanding, beyond our view. Once again, it's this big picture kind of thinking. And we just don't have the capability to see the big picture for everything. Things just don't look orderly all of the time. You have a junk drawer, right? Most of us do. And every so often I'll go through that and put things in order. But then it'll accumulate again. Doesn't look orderly at all. The weather, sometimes that's just as you expect it to be. Sometimes we have an unexpected weather event. Our health, we count on being good, being what we expect it to be day by day by day, but then maybe we have an accident, or we catch a cold, or something else, and our health is challenged. Our relationships sometimes get challenged. We would like them to be in great order, knowing that we are giving and receiving love and understanding and support. But then we have surprises in life from time to time. The chaos that we have in our lives from time to time is not purely disorder. It's a part of order that's just temporarily beyond our understanding, beyond our view. Divine order may challenge our feeling of the need to control, because there's something bigger. We can't control divine order. Rather, we can cooperate with divine order. And there are just 3 steps to do that. The first one is to affirm. We affirm divine order. This is best done, well, all the time, but especially when we're in the midst of some kind of a change. We don't understand something. It's confusing. We feel some doubts, some trepidation, some anxiety. To just take a breath and affirm divine order, saying there's something that is going on here that will work out. I don't need to figure it all out. Not this very moment. I just need to open up to my guidance to know what is mine to do. We constantly face challenges, and we constantly have opportunities. We just want to know what to do. Affirm divine order. See past the disorder. See love beyond any display of hate. See wholeness beyond the manifestation of disease. The very thing we are facing holds the key. We can choose in the midst of an apparent challenge to see in ways that reaffirm our faith in a higher knowing, a power, a love that seeks to express in the best ways, always, to each one of us. So breathe, trust, speak the word, affirm divine order. Next time you have a challenge, something that happens, you get that phone call or that letter in the mail or an email, or you have something that goes on that you didn't expect that seems to be an ain't that awful kind of a thing. Affirm divine order. As you change your thinking, you will change your life. It's really affirming a trust in God's overall good for us. And that's what we want to do. The step 2 is to believe with non-resistance. First, affirm divine order, and then believe with non-resistance. See, God, the universe, wants our good for us. We read in Luke 12:32, it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. We interpret that as understanding that it is the desire of God to express to us and through us in the highest and best ways. To give you the kingdom means to give us the consciousness of God, the consciousness of good. You deserve your good. I've heard it said that the universe is conspiring to support you. You've probably had things happen in your life that worked out in your benefit in ways that you did not expect. You breathed easy after something positive happened that looked like it was going to be negative. It doesn't mean you haven't had some terrible things happen or some difficult things happen, but you've also had times when you've seen the good turn out in ways you did not expect. That's like we talked about earlier in this lesson about grace, but it's also realizing that we deserve our good, and the universe, God, is seeking to have that happen for us. We read in Romans 8:28, all things work together for good. We want to be open to the expression of God in you, all around you. This takes patience and willingness and openness. See, there are blessings always, though they may be in disguise, at least temporarily. So believe, be non-resistant to what is before you. Number 3, align with the divine. We don't create divine order. We align with divine order. This requires our intuition. It is for us to listen, to discern, and to trust, and then to act as guided. It's not about reacting. That's what happens all too often. Something happens, we react. Fight, flight, freeze, we react rather than respond. But if we step back and take that breath, okay, all things are working together for good. I believe in divine order in my life. I'll be able to choose wisely. I'll be able to align with the divine. It's about discernment, an intuitive knowing that goes beyond appearances. It goes beyond facts to truth. You have evidence. We've all had evidence of something that is not working out. And then we can find more evidence that it's going to get worse before it gets better. But that is looking with human eyes, not with spiritual eyes. We need to be able to look for the truth that is beyond the facts. There's a bigger truth. Things are happening And we have the opportunity to know God more as a result of whatever is going on in our lives, to trust. I heard the story about a woman who absolutely hated her job. She felt terrible. She felt dragged down and drained whenever she went to her job. She did not know what to do. She talked to her mother about it. And her mother just simply said, "So what will it take for change to happen?" And the woman thought, she said, "Well, I have a little savings that might take care of me for a month or two, but that's about it." But that's all it took for her. She said, "I'm going to step out in faith." She gave her notice. And then the first day that she was not working, she started to get nervous. And her mother called her, reassured her, and said that all things are going to work out. 5 minutes later, she got a call offering her a job, one that she wanted, that paid almost twice what she was making before, because she stepped out in faith. She let go of anxiety. She had faith, and she chose to align with the divine. Remember the musical about Annie? The sun will come out tomorrow. I won't sing it for you. Divine order is happening in the universe. Divine order is happening in your life. You want to open your heart and your mind and trust. Remember, we read in Romans chapter 12, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. What God wants for you is your highest and best. Let go of anxiety. Have faith. Align with the divine. You can't stop divine order from happening. You can try to block a stream, but the water will find another way. In the same way, you can't block God. God will always find a way to bring to you whatever it is that you need in the moment. So listen, discern, trust, be in prayer for guidance and awareness of the divine order that's already in your life. All you need to do is listen, discern, trust, and align with the divine. God bless you.